What's up, y'all? It is November, I think 14th, 13th, um 2025. I'm in West Texas, Lubbock. Go to Texas University, and and I'm saying that at the beginning because this video is about racism. Don't click off. If you click off, every video talks about racism. Especially if it's a dude who's a prophet of God speaking. If you click off of every person, right? Talking right. If you click off somebody trying to help you, and right, running. Hey, is that loving thy neighbor as thyself? You don't watch you don't get no information. You don't watch nobody talk about racism, and then you gonna walk around and say, "Well, I ain't racist." It's deeper than that. This society is okay. We ain't gonna get into that, but the devil has had his hand. You might not think you're racist, but you might be subconsciously acting in racist ways just because society and the devil has been deceiving you. You might be unconscious about prejudices you hold. You might say, I'm not racist, but you might be a white girl and you'll cross the street if there's a black man walking on the same sidewalk as you and it's nighttime. Even though that black man could be me and I could live in your neighborhood and my parents are doctors, you still cross the street knowing nothing about me. But if a dude look like Justin Bieber walking by you, you ain't gonna cross the street, right? And that brings me to my point. Today, I learned something big. Y'all remember when I was talking about how Jesus healed the blind man and how like Jesus helped him, right? Jesus did. I think he's is that I think that's the one where he spit, right, and then put it on his eyes. That might have been. I might be wrong, but basically the one I'm talking about is when the dude when Jesus helped him, his vision, and he could see, but he said he couldn't see fully, right? He couldn't see right, all the way clearly, and then Jesus said do something else, and then he was able to see clearly. I'll put it in the description which one I'm talking about, right? And this is what happened with me. And then I compared it to wisdom. I don't know if y'all saw that video. And then I compared it to how God gives you wisdom, to how like the more wisdom He gives you, that's almost how it is. Like you're seeing more clear. You're right. You're getting that real, like you're seeing things from a real wise mind, a wiser and wiser mind, a wiser mind, which makes you understand what's going on better around you. And today was that happened to me, right? Ecclesiastes 1:18 says, the more wisdom, the more sorrow. I was on my couch, bro, curled up, because it hurt my heart so much, bro. I barely made it into my meeting. I had a Zoom meeting at 12. I barely made it on the. I was a minute late, cause I just woke up. I was like, oh shoot, cause I was just, my heart was hurting, bro. Sorrow, right? Metaphorically hurting, but spiritually, because you know how the Bible talks about your heart a lot, but it doesn't actually, like, there's a lot of verses that says like guard your heart above all else, for it determines because your life out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks. Like those verses are not talking about your actual, like, I mean you could say it is, because it is, and they're kind of the same, but those verses are, because you know your heart's usually over here, right? It's not even in the middle of your chest, right? My parents are doctors, so so I know a little bit about that, but usually theologians basically are saying, when it says your heart in the Bible, a lot of times, like out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speak it. Out of an evil heart comes evil things, out of God good things. Man, don't look at the outward appearance. The Lord looks at the heart. When it's talking about that heart, it's usually talking about, like, I put in a description of what theologians describe it as. But I just like taking the Bible literally, because you never can go wrong with that. Let's just say your heart, right? Your heart, actual heart. And here's what happened, right? I was finally, I had already been realizing this, because when I keep asking God for wisdom, right? James 1:5, if you ask God for wisdom, he will give it to you. Even I rebuke for asking. Make sure your faith is to Him alone, or you shouldn't receive anything from the Lord. I'll put that in the scripture too. But yeah, so I keep asking God for wisdom. I've been seeking wisdom really hard the last all the years I've been walking with the Lord, since 2021, right? I've been seeking God real hard, right, for wisdom especially. And and I also prayed for the Lord to help my hunger of wisdom increase, right? So that's probably why I'm like wisdom. And then, you know, the Bible says, Proverbs 4:7, getting wisdom is the wise thing you can do. Whatever else you do, develop good judgment. Proverbs 3:15. Wisdom is more, I think it says nothing you desire can compare with it. More precious than rubies, I'm pretty sure. I could have said that first part wrong, but it says nothing you desire can compare with it, which means right. Another translation says wisdom is the principal thing. Proverbs 4:7, right? All this stuff, right? So yeah, and lately, God's been giving me a lot of wisdom about racism. Like, it's been like consistently about racism a lot, like, and it's opening my eyes to, cause you know I'm a black man in West Texas, right, or the USA, right? So yeah, of course he's giving me wisdom about racism, because that's what I'm gonna experience a lot of times here, right? Especially if I step outside the campus, right? Now a lot of people would think, oh, you'd have to encounter a dude like who's in the KKK, or a dude who daddy was great granddaddy was a slave master to experience racism, or somebody has to call you the N-word. That's not racist. That can happen. Like, that might be a way you experience racism, but it's way more common. You don't got it, bro. You can, your parents. This is gonna be controversial, but your god dog and mama can be racist to you. Not because if you got a mama that ain't got that much wisdom, your mama could be, her view of how dark-skinned people are, and you her son, right, could be warped by the devil in society. Because look, it's that deep, bro. You see, it's what we see on TV, it's what you see on the news, it's what is put in front of you in the news, and all this stuff, right? Your own mama could be. Y'all don't let me. Okay, listen to this. You gotta trust me in these videos, right? Somebody might think, how your mom gonna be racist to you? Oh my gosh, bro. Because it's a mentality, right? The same reason the toddler chooses. Y'all remember that study they did where the toddler chose the black baby? The black Barbie doll over the white Barbie doll. Even the black kids were choosing the white Barbie doll over the black Barbie doll. Yes, bro, it's that deep. So yes, black people can be. If I told you, hey, if I told you that a black boy that was adopted by a white mother, that the white mother sometimes, right, not purposely might treat him with right. With unconsciously acting out of prejudice. If I told you that, it wouldn't be that controversial, right? Y'all be like, oh yeah, that can happen. Okay, why can't a black mother do that? Y'all do know black people are a lot of time, bro. While I've been learning wisdom, I've realized myself how much society has even made me think the wrong things about people who look like me. That's why anytime self-righteousness or pointing a finger, that vibe, the point the finger vibe wants to creep up in me, I shut that down, because I'm like, no, it ain't just white people that racist. A lot of black, bro, this is the devil got his hands, bro. Yeah, bro. Black people, yeah, bro. My mind's getting renewed, and I'm learning things about people who look like me. You understand? I recommend you read Emmanuel Acho. I'm about to get into what happened, right? And then I'm gonna end the video and get my dinner, right? I'm about to get into what happened, right? But I recommend you read Emmanuel Acho, Uncomfortable. It's called Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man. And he worked with Oprah to make the book. Oprah published it. So that should tell you everything you need to know. And I don't know Oprah's heart. I don't know Oprah. We do know she got the big bag. You know? So at least that means there's gonna be a lot of money put into it, right? Okay. Listen to this. So I was finally able. I had been learning a lot about racism. You know, That's a lot of wisdom God's been giving me, right? And then if y'all been following my Instagram page, I remember that like a month ago, I was posting a lot about racism. Like I posted about Emmett Till, Martin Luther King. I posted about stereotypes, like how society stereotypes the black man in a lot of ways that aren't right. And there was a common theme to a fair amount of stereotypes. And the common theme was, and look, today I was finally able to articulate it because of something personal that happened to me, right? I'm not gonna get into detail because I don't want to gossip. But basically, something happened, and then I was finally able to articulate in a way that I don't think anybody has. Maybe people have articulated this like this before, but I just think it just blew my mind. I was like, oh, that's what this thing is, right? And here it is. When you are this skin color, especially if you're a man, right? People often assume you have evil motives. Did you hear what I'll say it again? People often assume you have evil motives. Now y'all might be like, what is he talking, bro? What is he talking? What? How? Give me proof. I got you. Cause y'all know me. God be speaking through me. So you ain't gonna be able to beat me in a debate. You're gonna have to kill me like Stephen. That's the only way you going, right? That's the only thing they can do to Stephen is kill him, right? Cause he was go to Acts chapter 7. This dude spit balls for about 60 verses. Went all the way from God dog and Abraham, I'm pretty sure, to all the way to God dog and David, all the way to God dog and Jesus. I mean, he might have went even before Abraham. I put it in the description if I have enough space at this point. But let me explain. You might be like, wait, no, I've never heard that before. They assume you have evil motives. Yeah, and I'll give you proof. The same reason why if a black boy walked in a convenience store with a backpack on and a hoodie because he just came from class and it's cold outside, people would be thinking he's trying to steal, right? No, and y'all might be like, no, they wouldn't. What are you talking about? Not everybody would, but a lot of people would. This happened to me and my friend literally like 2 weeks ago. We go to Texas Tech. We went across the street to a store. We ain't gonna say what store it is. We ain't gossiping, right? But we went across the street to the store, right? It was a little chilly outside. I had my hoodie on, and we both had backpacks because we go to Texas Tech and we was walking across the campus. And they know Texas Tech right there, right? And they said, you know what they said to us? Come put your backpacks at the front. They made us take off our backpacks. Yes. They made us take off our backpacks and put it in the front. And then they said, okay, now y'all can go shop. What is that? Get to the root of it. You might just say, oh, it's racism. But get deeper. This is what I'm saying. I finally was able to articulate it. Get deeper, right? It's assuming we have evil motive. It's assuming we have an evil motive to steal. If we went in there and looked like Justin Bieber, if I look like Justin Bieber and he looked like Selena Gomez, Taylor Swift, right? Would they have made us put our backpacks at the front? No. Y'all don't make me like DMX, right? Y'all gonna make me lose my, don't cap, right? Cause a lot of these people out here be trying to cap, act like racism ain't a problem, bro. And to me, hey, this is all the people who say they Christian but been racist for years, right? That fruit to me is showing you not legit, right? I don't care how big a platform is. I don't care if you a politician. I don't care. I don't care. If you 40-something years old talking about I've been Waco G for 20 years, I got saved in 1998. If you been Waco G for 20-something years, 10, 15 years, and you a racist Christian, right? Which is a lot of them, right? Don't get me started, right? Remember, a lot of people claim they Christian. If you go on Google, it says 2.7 billion people claim they Christian. Claim. Which means they've checked the box off, right? But how many people are actually Christian? A lot less. The Bible says, broad is the gate that leads to destruction, many go in it, and few is the path to life. And narrow is the path to life, and few find it, and the road is difficult. 2 billion and 8 billion ain't few. That ain't there, all right? And like I said, listen how deep this is. You been talking about Waco G for 20 years, but you still racist, right? You coming on a podium talking about, I don't want to say that because y'all gonna know who I'm talking about. But basically, right? You saying, right? You on the pulpit, let's say you on the pulpit talking about we like segregation, and we like I said, I ain't saying anything because y'all might be thinking of somebody. I'm not talking about him, right? I'm just talking about in general, right? Y'all might be right, but watch this. That proves to me that God, because remember, this is it right here. The Bible says God disciplines those He loves. So if you've been talking about I've been walking with the Lord for 20 years, right? Or I've been walking with the Lord since 7th grade, and you 20-something, or you talking about I've been walking with the Lord since I was 22, and you 40, and you still racist. And like I said, you can say at your lips, I'm not racist, but we looking at your fruit, and it's like, no, you racist. That to me proves you ain't no legit child of God, and that Jesus just like it says in Matthew, I think 15:8, they honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me, right? That's what that showed to me. Cause 20 years and you still racist, you been walking with Jesus for 20 years, right? God disciplines those He loves, right? That shows He ain't disciplining you. Cause that'd be God, right? I know me, right? God checks me on stuff. He say, bro, why you keep going on Instagram? I know she got big boobies and she your tape, but right, you lusting. Stop. So if He convicted me on, I'm not saying, see, y'all gonna take that run with it. Oh yeah, I ain't Jesus. And I'm single, right? So give me a break. Y'all think I'm gay or something? And look, gay people can repent to Jesus too. God still love you, He just don't love what you doing. I don't know who that was for, right? Oh, He ain't against the gay people. He just against the gayness. And it ain't even the gayness, it's the action, right? Temptation. Don't do the action, otherwise that's sin, right? God can work with anybody, right? He died for the sinner, right? Romans 3:23, for all sin falls short of the glory of God. Now listen, here's another example. Back to the main point, right? Let me articulate the line again. If you're a black person in this country, right? Especially if you're a man, right? They often will assume you have evil motives. Watch this. So we brought up the example of the black boy in the convenience store with the hoodie and backpack and how they made a bet. That was, like I said, that was a real story. I gave you evidence with the analogy, right? Okay, here's the second reason. Here's the second example. Like I already said this in the beginning of the video, but let's say I'm walking down. Let's say me, or just any black man, walking down the street and it's nighttime. Right? And it's a white woman with a black man, and a black man's walking this way, and white woman walking this way. Y'all know, y'all hear about what be happening. What the white woman do? She changed to the other side. Wow! As soon as she see that dude, she changed. Oh my gosh! Right? And y'all might say, yeah, it's racism. We know that. But you get what I'm saying? Get deeper. Get to the root. What? Get deeper. Okay, yeah, it's racism. Yeah, it's stereotyping, but what's deeper? Get deeper. What is it really? Her assuming that the black man had an evil motive. Otherwise, he wouldn't have crossed the street. Because she assumed right? She's assuming right? He's going to have an evil motive and try to do something evil out of an evil motive. Right? I don't know if she thinks I don't know if she thinks he gonna kidnap her and try to. I don't know if he thinks I don't know if she thinks that he gonna pick her up and run to the forest and try to rape her in the forest. Like I said, some of the stuff y'all people be thinking be blowing my mind. I'm like, who y'all think we is? You think we got dogging Bigfoot or something? Like, dang, we got mama, daddy, family, kid, love get kids. We go to school just like you. We be in the classroom. We go to church just like you. Right? We go home, take a shower, brush our teeth, pray to Jesus. Just a lot of us just like y'all, right? Why y'all think we the one that gonna rape you in the forest? And y'all might be like, oh, what do you mean? Who said we gonna rape in the forest? I already posted an article about how they stereotype a lot of black men as rapists, right? I already told you that.
I be giving y'all the facts, y'all don't listen, right? Yeah, the white woman, yeah. Hey, watch this. Even a lot of black women would cross the street, right? Now, I don't know how many, but a fair amount of black women, especially if she's been filling her head with the movies, the Netflix, the social media, rappers, Instagram, news, CNN, AB. Oh yeah, she definitely might cross if it was nighttime and the street lights were off and they was walking on the side. Oh yeah, she probably, yeah, the black woman too, and the Hispanic woman and the Mexican woman. Oh my God, the Asian woman, yeah. Shoot, hey, some black men would change. Oh my God, some black men would cross the street. Me myself. I have been, right? I thought that's crossed my mind. Did how jacked up it is, right? But before I start getting a lot of wisdom, me myself, right? I be walking through I've walked through my neighborhood. That's why I'm not condemning nobody. I'm trying to be able to change, right? I've walked through my neighborhood, walking at night, right? And I'm pretty sure there's been a time where there was a dude walking, and it was night and lights were off, and I was like, I don't recognize that dude. I ain't never seen a dude in the neighborhood. Now, what's stupid is the neighborhood's really big, so I don't recognize a lot of people. But because he was black, right? You know, guess what I started doing? Be like, okay, maybe. You see how a lot of people's minds go straight to, I might be unsafe here. Why? Because society paints this on the black man, on the image of the black man. Paints the narrative of we have evil motives, bro. Oh, you want me to give you another example? Because I got to get this dog of food, right? This is going to be the last example because I'm trying to give you too many. I can go on for days, right? Matter of fact, I ain't in no rush, right? Food there is ready. I ain't in no rush, right? You want to hear about another example? This happened when I was at school here, right? I asked this girl to tutor me. And look, if you watch this and you that girl if you a girl that has tutored me, I'm not talking about you. I'm probably not talking about you, right? But I've asked a girl, hey, can you help me with some brr? And look, I don't know what she was thinking, right? But I could put two and two together with a lot of these people. I was like, yeah, and we met up to study, right? And then we studied for a little bit, and I was like, maybe we should, and y'all know me, I'm way too married. I'm trying to stay away from the photo game, so I ain't that dude. I'm not that dude, right? But I was like, yeah, maybe we should, I was like, we should, maybe we should change location. I don't know, I think it's a little bit too noisy and crowded here. Maybe we should study over there. And it was like a little place that was more secluded, but it was still like, it was just a little bit off to the side, right? She was like, no, I'm okay. We can stay here. And at first I was like, okay. It did. I appreciate it, right? And then it hit me. I said, the way she said it, she didn't be like, well, you know, if somebody's considering it, well, I don't know, I kind of like it here better. No, she just said like, no, we can stay here. Oh my gosh! I said, and she looked kind of, she was like, you know how you can read people's faces. And we can stay here. I said, oh, we can stay here? What you think, I'm gonna rape you, huh? No. I don't need to rape no girl, right? This girl be on me. I'm like Josie, right? I'm trying to run from y'all, right? Trust me, I ain't gotta rape nobody. And even if I did had a girl on me, right? My mama raised me better than that. Right? Consent, right? No means no. I don't know who that was for. Hey, don't get me started. Yeah. Hey, they paint the black man as the rapist a lot in this society, right? I gave y'all evidence, right? But they don't talk about how the white slave owners used to rape our wives. They don't talk about that part, right? we was just reading that history, right? I think it's called Celia Slave. It's about Celia, who was a slave, and guess what the book was about? The slave owner bought her, knowing I'm gonna have sex with her, right? Because his wife had died, right? She get raped, right? Keep getting raped. Then the slave, her name Celia, right? Meet a dude on the plantation, right? Because you know they be having a whole, don't get me started, slave. They be having a whole goddogging group of slaves working the fields, right? Then she meet another dude, right? Another slave. They start catching feelings with each other, and they start getting serious. And then I think his name was Jonathan or something. And then Jonathan the slave look at Celia and like, hey, if we gonna be together, you can't keep letting the slave master smash you. And Celia looking at him like, you think I want him to? And then if y'all know the story, right? Oh yeah, we priest, right? Yeah, priest court. That's why this thing called priest court is chosen, right? Cause I ain't holding back in these videos, right? And if you know the story, right? The slave owner, Celia said, if you don't stop, I had to use force. And the slave owner kept coming and trying to rape her, right? Yep. And guess what happened? Celia, the slave, ended up having to kill the slave master, right? We just learned about it in history. And I think a 90-something on the quiz. Because I was interested. I said, I'm reading. I'm taking it in. They say the black man raping people. I'm reading this. I say, no, the slave master.